the Evergreen Media Network Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Hi, welcome to Silver Linings. I'm your host, Janine Barrows, and we have a great surprise today in the studio. Joining us is Dr. Leah from Coastal Wellness and Physiotherapy, and we are going to have a conversation about levels of therapy, her business, what it means to have a therapist come directly to you, and the value that's built within that. So on that, good morning, Leah. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
I feel that I'm the lucky one today to be able to share your story, what your business does, and how it helps individuals become a better version of themselves. So before we get started, I do want to say I have known Leah for many years. We once worked together in another world, and I truly have a tremendous amount of respect for what she does and the passion she puts forth into every one of her clients. So if you're considering getting therapy in your home environment, I already will tell you that I fully recommend it.
Thank you so much.
So I want to talk about your venture. I know that about 3 years ago, you stepped out of a larger umbrella environment and you went independent and you started a new business called Coastal Wellness and Physiotherapy. And for those of you who are listening, basically that's Coastal Wellness and Physical Therapy. And I want to understand a little bit more about your business, who you serve, what your mission is, and why you went independent.
So basically, as we met many moons ago in another world, I was in a clinic setting and saw a significant need for one-on-one and that attention given to individual patients and building the relationship with the physical therapist. Yeah. So I spent a lot of years in the clinic. We would give great therapy, but there was a lot going on. There's hustle bustle. There's, people need more attention one place or another.
And not always easy to keep your focus on your goals when you're watching all of those around you try and achieve theirs.
And sometimes you would even see multiple therapists, which can have huge benefit because everybody has a different, viewpoint or idea, and that's great for collaboration. But some patients really desire that consistency and the therapist bring them through to meet all their goals. So fast forward, I went into home health. So I've done a little bit of everything, pediatrics and adults and home health. And I said, this is an amazing model. You're in the comfort of people's homes. You can give one-on-one. You can see them through from beginning to end. And I decided to branch off from the traditional home health model and just become a mobile outpatient physical therapist that can bridge the gap between maybe a lower level, need a little bit more acute care in a rehab facility, to helping people meet their goals, to get back to playing with their grandkids or back to sport. I really like to touch on the athlete in all of us.
I like that.
If you're just active and you like to do things, then that can make you an athlete, even if it's dancing or playing dominoes with the kids. Like, we can get on the floor and get down and up, and those things are important. Or even home care duties, doing laundry, lifting things, groceries out of the car. Any type of goal that somebody has, we tackle that goal and we build that with the patient, develop a plan, keep it very specific to that patient, and see them through till the end and meeting their goals.
I like that. So that explains why you went solo. Before we go into what Coastal Wellness has to offer the population in our communities, tell me about your history as a therapist and why you entered into being a therapist, because becoming a doctor of physical therapy is not a light task. There was a tremendous amount of work in that.
Sure. It is. It's kind of a fun story. My aunt blew out her knee years ago. I was in middle school.
Ouch.
Yeah, she had multiple, they call it derangements, meniscus, ligaments, blah, blah, blah. So at the time, it was a pretty invasive surgery before they came out with this arthroscopic, and they do it with, robots, basically. So Grandma and I headed north to help her. She could not bear weight. She was in a wheelchair, and we got to go to therapy with her, and I fell in love. So fast forward. So I was in middle school. By the time I got to high school, at that time, it was a bachelor's program. By the time I finished high school, it was a master's program. By the time I was applying to grad school, it was emerging as a doctor of physical therapy program. So it's pretty exciting to have accomplished that. But all along, I just wanted to be a therapist.
You just wanted to help people.
Yes, I did. And so it's a doctorate program, but the bottom line is making that connection and being with the patient. So I have my career has been started in outpatient. That's my heart, helping people be more mobile and more active and pushing their limits a little bit. But I've also, like I touched on, I've seen pediatrics anywhere from a couple days old with a couple of different pathologies there, anywhere to entering into adulthood with multiple like neurological deficits or genetic things to help caregiver education, patient mobility, things like that. And like I said, I've done health, home health, and here I am back to my heart outpatient.
Ah, see,
So
sometimes life comes full circle, right?
It does. It is.
Unexpected, but what a beautiful story that you have been able to have all those different views of the different levels of care and the different environments to be able to come back and make like a very clear choice and decision about how you best see fit to serve your clients. I think that's really amazing. Generally speaking, I don't believe that people truly understand the definition of physical therapy. And what that means, some people believe they literally have to be immobile to need physical therapy, but that's not true, is it?
No. Physical therapy is quite a broad scope. You've asked a little bit of a loaded question.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
But basically, I tell people it's head to toe, in and out. We cover the neurological system, the cardiovascular system, the muscular system, the skeletal system, and everything in between. So essentially, when
broad.
I try, there's a lot, and it's important to find a therapist that is well versed in your specialty or in your specific needs, because it is so broad. And we do know a lot about a lot of things, but then when you can niche down and actually target exactly what the client needs, that's where the beauty and the magic kind of occurs. But basically what I tell people when they ask, what is physical therapy? It's observing a person in their environment, seeing what the limitations are, addressing those limitations with various techniques or modalities or interventions, and getting them to their maximum function. That could be anything from joint pain, muscle pain, breaks, tears, disc and spine pathology, dizziness, stroke, neurological disorders, Parkinson's disease, you name it. Like the depth and breadth is there. And you just use these principles of healing and education and motivation and specific strategies to address their need, not a blanket exercise program. Just do this 10 times and you'll get better.
Oh, I love it. So it's catered to the individual. It's meeting them where they're at.
Exactly.
Both in their environment and their physical capabilities, right?
Yes.
And then building a plan of care from there.
Yes.
That all parties are agreeing to.
That's the catch, getting them on board. And they are.
I imagine that it does get a little touchy there with making sure everybody is on the same page. Yep. I have had the experience of physical therapy and being pushed past the point of where I thought I could go to achieve my goals. And I remember in those moments thinking, this can't be good. This. And then finding that not only was it good, it was successful.
Yeah.
So I do imagine that you do have people that are like, well, I don't know about that. Or maybe I don't want to be on board with it. And they have to kind of be brought into the fold a bit so that they can start putting in that equity on their own.
Right.
I love that we're talking about the variety of individuals that you serve. Physical therapy isn't just for a trauma.
Right.
It isn't just for, a broken leg or a broken hip. There's a lot more to it. And there are many reasons people come and ask and need physical therapy. And some of them are traumas, medicinal. Some of them are long-time battles that maybe are regressing or changing, and new levels have to be attained for that care. And I want to go a little deeper into that. And then I want to delve into the type of individuals you work with and what your goals and the type of modalities and changes that you do when you're working with them. But we have to take a break because Silver Linings doesn't exist without having some sponsorships. So we're going to come right back. Just give us a few seconds.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Now during our summer sale, you can save 10 to 50% store-wide on furniture in the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Riverside, Universal, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, Capri, and more. Sofas, love seats, dining sets, bedroom groups, all in stock for immediate delivery. We're also the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of Berlin Garden, Hollywood, and Kingsley Bait. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Come in now for our store-wide summer sale, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store directly across the street and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture.
Hey, you! Host your very own show every week at Evergreen Media Network in Vero Beach. Go live to YouTube and Facebook with up to 4 people and your very own producer. Be heard on more than 15 podcast platforms and local radio. All you have to do is show up and talk. Your guests can join from anywhere in the world. It's easy to get started with the largest podcast studio on the Treasure Coast. Contact Evergreen Media to tour the studio.
That was painless. I'm so grateful for our commercial sponsors, and I'm especially grateful for our Silver Lining sponsors. I would be remiss if I didn't give it a shout out to the Rooney and Rooney legal team here in Vero Beach and to the Conway Financial Planning Group in Vero. They support us fully, and without them, we wouldn't be able to share these silver linings. On that note, we are back, and Leah and I, before the break, we're just starting to kind of delve into why people might want to get physical therapy or need to get physical therapy. And you were saying that there's all kinds of reasons. It could be post-cardiac. It could be a car accident. It could be a long-term diagnosis that's, being exacerbated and ramping up and impacting your life. It could be that you're an athlete and you have athletic goals that you're trying to train to get to, and that general hardcore pump isn't getting you where you want because you need to have a new, what do they call it? Muscle memory? Muscle
a new strategy, kind of shake things up a little bit, see it from a different angle.
That
of course,
too.
Absolutely.
And work new muscles
Yes.
and support structures. So, and that has all to do with really, really understanding the body and what works, what parts of the body and what parts work together to achieve that success on maybe it's your limbs goal or your core goal that you're trying to do. So we know that everybody comes, and we know that we have babies that maybe are hypotonic and can't start to crawl or walk, that maybe come in early. We know that we have post-cardiac therapy that comes in. We know there's a variety of reasons individuals come to you, but that may not answer how they come to you and what they need to do to get somebody like you to come and make a personalized plan of care for their physical therapy. How do people get a hold of you, and how do they get referred to you so that they can get that one-to-one care?
It's basically just like your traditional referral to another clinician or specialist. I have phone and fax, which can be found on my website, www.coastalwellnesspt.com.
A nice website, I might add.
Thank you. Phone and fax. they could fax a referral. You could always just give me a call, and I offer free consultations too. So if somebody wants to know if it's a good fit, or they've had therapy before, they're not sure if they're a candidate, or can I help them, I will hop on a call. I'll stop by. We can meet, we can chat and see, because it's important to have that connection. So basically, phone, fax, you could even text me. And I'm here as a resource to help people achieve their goal, because no matter what, we just want everybody to feel great.
So you just touched base on doing assessments, going out and meeting people and talking to them about what their concerns are versus what's a viable potential goal to be achieved through physical therapy. And sometimes individuals may have goals such as maybe having a stroke and losing control on one side and rebuilding that side, but their goal may be large and vast. Like, I want to get back to playing 18 holes, but they're jumping a whole lot of doorways they have to go through first to get to that. So I know that in physical therapy world, we set goals that are attainable and not necessarily the big long term ahead, because we want to achieve those one baby step at a time. Can you explain why you wouldn't say, all right, we'll have you out playing 18 holes in 8 weeks? Why?
We want to keep it realistic. You know, how many of us have set these lofty goals? For example, our New Year's resolutions. I am going to X, Y, and Z every day, morning and night, for the next 365 days. And here comes January 3rd, and we missed it, and we become defeated, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
then we kind of go on this downward spiral, and a lot of it is just mental, right? We can be our own worst enemies. So I always say the 18 holes on the golf course is the carrot. You dangle the carrot, and then you have all these successes, and you just build up confidence, and you build up your endurance, and you build up the belief that you can get there. And we celebrate every single win on the way to that 18th hole. Because if we just focus on that and we lose sight of what's going on to get us there,
you won't meet your goal.
Right. So half of it is just being proud of yourself and celebrating the small victories. I couldn't do this without a cyst. I couldn't do this because it hurt. Now I can do that. Now I can do that 10 times in a row. Now I can do it, all these different things that pile up. And then it gives you momentum. So you just go with it, and you're more apt to be compliant. You're more apt to take care of yourself and put in those extra repetitions or that little bit of work.
Yeah.
Because you see that it's working, right?
It is,
I mean,
right.
if it's not working and we're still not playing 18 holes, then why am I doing this? Well, because we need little benchmarks.
I like that. We need those wins so that when we can see the big win at the end, that it's going to be within our reach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've heard people say, well, I want to go to therapy and they can't get me back on the green. Well, that's because they're not going to make you a false promise, and they want you to work towards the goal one moment at a time.
Exactly.
But I wanted to hear from your voice why that works and doesn't work. Because yes, our brain has a lot to do with how we achieve our physical goals. We can't do one without the other.
Right. And it's always a goal. Like, it's great to have goals. And also being honest about, do you think that's achievable?
Is it attainable? Yeah.
Yeah. Because I love to set goals, but we also have to have those real serious conversations and make it
And that
realistic.
brings me into the next part of this conversation. The type of therapy that you provide may be vastly different than, say, a home health therapy or an outpatient therapy or even an inpatient rehab therapy environment. Can you tell me why somebody might not be appropriate? Maybe they're about their levels that they need and where they might be more appropriate at versus with you, or why somebody would be more appropriate with you versus one of those other environments?
Sure. It's all on a spectrum, right? So when you look at hospitalization and acute, you're in the hospital, you need medical care, then you graduate a little bit and you're a little bit stronger, but you can't quite function at home alone. So then you go into like a rehab facility, and they're amazing. They provide sometimes multiple hours a day of therapy to address all the different
rehabs.
Yes. And you're there and you still have a security blanket. Then you graduate and you go to home, possibly with some home health. They don't come quite as often. You might have multiple therapists in and out regarding occupational therapy, speech therapy, nursing to address the various needs, but now you can get around your home safely. Then you graduate to where I'm looking at serving the population and pushing the people so that they can become more autonomous. My focus is on getting people to do it on their own, to create the healing that they need, to foster that internal motivation that they continue the therapy that they were once getting by a therapist in the rehab facility multiple times. That's more of an external driver, right? My focus is teaching you how to do it. What's the specific thing that you need? What, and how do you feel empowered to carry that on yourself so that you can be the hero in your own story?
Oh, I like that. Hero in your own story. That's a really nice way to put it. Because ultimately, we are accountable for our own success when we enter into a physical therapy environment. Yes, our team that we work with is extremely important, both in our mindset and our physical challenges and strategies. But if we don't believe that we can achieve these goals, we won't get to them. And a lot of individuals have to go through those multiple levels of therapies to get to a point where they logically in their mind see a value, recognize it, want to tweak it, and make it more specialized and pertinent for their needs.
Yes.
Now, I know years ago, you used to work with some high-level patients. And when we say high-level, we really mean individuals that are highly challenged. And over the years, I know that you did a lot of work also with pediatrics. And you had already said that you work with a population from one extreme to the other, right? From birth till, end stages, wherever it may be that they're in need of. So with that being said, right now, where I hear that you have a running club, is that correct?
We do.
You do, right?
Shout out to Selfish Brewery, downtown Fort Pierce.
Yeah,
Yes.
you have a running club.
It's fun. Listen, I walk some days. And
it can be that simple as just getting into a group and walking and putting in some mileage. How many people are in your group?
Oh, I'd say mainly every week we get about 25 people ebbing and flowing.
25 people out there walking in the downtown district. I think it's really neat. I've seen it on social media, and I love that some of them are your clients, some of them are your friends, coworkers, peers. They're out there getting the blood moving, and they're all having a similar goal of just being a better, healthier version of themselves, kind of walking the walk that they talk.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So I really think that's amazing. And I love that. So if somebody wanted to be part of your walking club, could they just join you?
Just show up Tuesday night, 6 p.m.
Tuesday night at 6 p.m.
Downtown Fort Pierce at the brewery. We meet outside at 6 p.m. and everybody starts together. And then you do what you want to do. Some people go a few blocks. Some people go miles. There are professionals. I say professionals. They're amazing athletes. They go over the bridge down 6 miles or something. No, it's just fun. We meet back, we hydrate, we enjoy. Some people, it's very freestyle. It's great.
That.
It's there. Everybody is so encouraging. And that's the thing, finding what you enjoy, doing it, and getting a little bit better every single day.
And the reason I bring that up is because I want to point something out, that you really are living the life that you're talking, training, and teaching. And that individuals who are going to work with you are really getting you.
Yes.
They're getting you. And you are an amazing therapist. And I hope that anybody who might have a need for you would reach out to you and find the same success that I have seen over and over with you and your client base. So if you are needing a therapist to come into your home and work with you, please reach out to Leah. Not every individual fits in a right box for therapy. Have a conversation with her, see if she's a good fit, her and her team, and see if they can bring back some quality life for you in your environment. Thank you, Leah, so much for joining me today, for sharing your story, your information, and your company and services with us. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Janine.
You're welcome. We'll see you next week.